Hi guys, if you didn't watch the other videos, now you probably need to watch them because now we're really starting to talk about the meat of how to get a job at the UN, how to prepare before you apply. Now you'll need to understand a lot of stuff. So I hope you have all this knowledge already. If you didn't, everything is in the description below. Now we're going to talk about how to prepare your resume because a computer will start to sort you out. If you don't prepare correctly, if you don't understand what you're doing right now, you'll never get any reply from the job post and you will wonder why. So now we're going to talk about all this because I want to make sure you get a job. All right, how to prepare to apply. Now we already discussed all the site where to apply. They're in the description below if you need a refresher. Guys, to prepare your resume is super important because again, a computer will sort you out, right? So basically it's going to be human eventually, but you need to go through the sorting process of the computer before you get shortlisted. That's important. So now you're going to have to add your CV to the resume, okay, to the system, to the form. It's not uploading your resume attached via PDF, okay? You're going to have to transcribe everything into the proper field and answer the question. Now, this is important because if you have a place where it says how many years of experience and you put 3 years and the system required 5 because you didn't read the job description correctly, you're instantly eliminated. So you have to read the job description and make sure your resume fits everything perfectly. So you have to make sure that you put every single point, read your job description correctly, check it with your CV. If they ask for a certain number of years of experience or certain degrees or something like that, you have to have them. Or if you have them, don't lie because they'll know in the future when they're going to do the reference check and stuff and you'll be eliminated. But if you have them, make sure you put them there. Otherwise, the system will never know and you won't be selected. Now it's time to add your references with their phone number and their email. You need to have contacted these people before. Okay, don't put a supervisor that hates you. Don't put a supervisor that will not reply. Please inform them before that you're actually applying to the UN that you're going to use them as reference. Because if they call them and they're like, the guy had 300 staff and he doesn't remember you, yeah, that's going to work against you, not for you. And you cannot change those references in the future unless something happened. You might be able to, but generally you can't. Here it's time to enter all your degrees and all the things you had. If you had extra, letters behind your name, whatever, just do it. If you have a special certification, so if you're an accountant, for example, and you have a CA and a CMA, add it there. If you, I don't know, if you're a doctor and you have other specifications, whatever, this is where you add those. Then you need to put your experiences, your job, but more importantly, what you did, what was your responsibility, what are your achievements. Or if you're a driver, for example, okay, you could say stuff like, for example, I was ensuring the security of the people, bringing them from the airport to home, or I was there to welcome new staff to the country. My achievements is basically like, I don't know, I did this for 10 years in a very difficult conditions because we had to go to different countries, which were very tough. We also made sure that, with me and my colleagues, my responsibility was to make sure the staff, knew exactly what to do during the time. We follow each other in convoy. We assure each other's security, whatever. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. But I think you understand that it's not just I was a driver. You need to specify exactly what was your responsibility and what did you achieve during that job. If you're a programmer, you completed the software, you tested everything, you roll out your software. This is very important, not just like I was a programmer. Now here, let's talk about your reference again, okay? We talked about it very quickly in the previous slide. Now it's very important that you understand this clearly, who and what reference you're gonna need, because honestly, this is huge, okay? If you're accepted, okay, if they think you did the test very well and basically the interview very well, they're gonna ask you, give me your reference, and you need to have very good one. Now, former boss, better than former staff, better than colleagues. Okay, so you want to have the highest person in the company or the organization you work to that can vouch for you, not just give you the time of day. Okay, somebody that will really know you, that will be able to say, yeah, this person was very good, that worked with you, that had good work relationship. This is super important. Now, your reference will have to write a reference letter. My experience on pretty much everywhere, okay, even if it's reference from companies or whatever, staff will not. Like 999% of the time, I didn't have time to write from my staff when they asked me for a letter. Okay, the staff leaves, they're not working for you anymore. I mean, come on. Okay, they're not gonna write something. You're gonna probably have to write it unless they really want to. Okay, most of the people will not write it, so you're gonna write it. You're gonna make them sign it and revise it. Generally, that's how that's gonna work. But you need to have something that's very nice, positive, and that's gonna help you a lot. Now, it's very good practice, but not only that, it's important that you notify them before, that you have their approval to use them as reference, because you're gonna send them to HR. If they don't know you or something, or they don't want you to use them as reference, that's not very good to do it. On top of that, you're gonna have to make sure that they will email back, that they will be aware that they will be contacted, because that could really, really impact the time it's going to take you, right? If they're willing to give you the contract, they're going to say, okay, fine, you're accepted, we're going to reach your references. If they cannot reach your 3 references very fast, they might just jump to the second candidate. You will need to make sure these people are reachable and that they know you and they're okay with you giving them as reference. So guys, this is how you're gonna prepare before you even apply, because again, like I've mentioned, in order to be able to get a job in most of those organizations, and it's the same for Microsoft and Google, okay, they will be sorted by computer. You have to make sure that everything is perfect before you even apply. Make sure your resume has no mistake, no typos, no errors. Guys, hire somebody on Fiverr, Upwork, okay, somebody that is perfect in English, to make sure you have no errors, because they're gonna judge you on that very much. Okay, so make sure you have perfect resume before you do anything. All right, so next video we're gonna start talking about basically what's the process of application. I want you to understand that one last time before we go into how to prepare for testing if you're selected.